Yo, what's good with you? It's Nia Queen, and we are back for another episode of What's Good with You. And if I sound funny, it's because I completely lost my voice about 3 days ago, and I'm
Mm.
finally getting it back. So I'm so happy because I'm starting to, I still sound like a dude a little bit,
Nah,
but it's coming back. It's coming back, and so I'm happy to be here. I got my guy, my
Chef,
hitter.
Chef Beans coming through with the mental cuisine. Did you lose your voice because of what the Beyonce tickets? You stoked
No,
about
no, no,
those?
no, 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 no. I got sick last week, and then like after I was getting better, my voice completely gone. And my dad was like, "Don't you record your podcast this weekend?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, you sound bad."
Mm.
Oh, like dang! But tea, ginger tea, um, hot tea, coconut water, all that. I was doing that, and now I got my voice back a little bit.
Some
Mm.
cough drops, all that good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Because the
This
weather
this
in
week has
LA,
been gloomy.
the weather in LA has been very tricky. I've been low key feeling like I live in Seattle. I
Yeah.
am Raphael Sadiq lied.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that at all. My cousin told me yesterday that it was snowing in San Bernardino.
I've seen
What?
snow. I've seen hail. I've seen a lot of different things. I don't know what's going on. They got that weather machine on random.
This ain't California weather. This is. Are we in Jersey?
Yo, no. Jersey is at least like you can predict Jersey. We feel every season.
Oh, okay.
Fall, winter, spring, summer.
Hmm.
This, I don't know what this is. Yeah. This
So,
ain't what it looked like in the movies.
so what you been doing this week? What you been up to?
This past week, I mean, I'm not really impacted too much by the weather and the rain. I feel like some LA like natives or just people, they it's like the Wicked Witch in the West. They feel like they might melt if it rain because it don't
Mm-hmm.
rain that much. I still been up to my regular 1-2. And primarily I've been like theater scouting for the next Transparency to play. I would
Okay.
like to ideally do that before June out here, and I started my TV screenwriting class at UCLA through that
Okay.
extension program. So
Congrats.
yeah, not
Congrats.
bad, not
Okay, big
bad.
dog.
Not to minimize myself, but again, what a lot of people don't know, from the play to Transparency season 1, 2, and 3, I wrote them in the notepad on my phone
What?
and just sent the notepad in our iPhones. That's where I would just start off just writing everything. I'm just like,
Wow.
if thoughts popped up on my head, I would flush them out, edit them a little bit, and that's what I was sending out to cast. I know cast was used to big scripts or whatever, but I'm like, this is what I have now. Can you help me bring this vision to life?
Mm-hmm.
But wanting to legitimize exactly like my pen and my screenwriting, everything like that, I downloaded some softwares, and I didn't want to just rely on YouTube University to learn these professional skills. I know some people do it, but
Right.
I'm the type of learner, I want all the red line in and tape on to know this is horrible. Boom, send this back. So again, the screenwriting class has been extremely impactful, and I'm excited for when I'm done because I'm gonna just make what I've already been doing before with the professional knowledge that I have now, just making them
Right.
make sense. And on top of that, staying in optimal health, working out every day, developing a morning routine. I hope I'm not just like word vomiting right now,
No, you're
but
good. You're good.
it's like I realize areas where I lacked, where I could have improvement, and it's just all things are just like coming together. So that's what I've been up to, staying off of social media a little bit and just like looking inwardly, like what do you need to do to be the best version of yourself,
Right.
and just really just using social media as like a way to attract more commerce to my business.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I've been thinking about going back to school too a little
okay,
bit
what,
because
anything in particular, like a specific like
like to
focus?
be a psychologist
Okay.
because I feel that growing up I didn't really have the confidence academically. Like I didn't think I was capable of doing that, so I was just like, "Oh, well, I'll be a therapist and I'll just get my master's and that'll be it." But
Right.
the more that I get into my field and understand, the brain, it's just like I need to sharpen my skills.
Okay.
Like I know that I'm a good therapist. I know that I'm talented and I help people. But if I had better education or more education, I feel like I could do way more.
Right.
So, Dr. King might be coming soon. That's
Doctor,
all.
yo, you get that
You know
doctorate.
what I'm saying? Dr. King might be coming soon. But other than that, this week, I was chilling for the most part because I've been getting sick because of this weather, and when you get sick, you just have to rest sometimes.
Right. Sit
You
down.
Yeah, I always want to do 10 million different things. I realize that my brain kind of moves kind of fast. I don't know if that's anxiety. I don't know if that's ADHD. I don't know what it is, but I had to rest this week. I
Right.
had to rest this week, and now I'm starting to feel better. So March is gonna be a good month.
Do you feel like 2023 is going by fast or slow
I think that it's going by. Mm,
or medium cadence?
well, I would say kind of fast for
Okay.
me
Okay.
because it's just like when you want to accomplish a lot of things, it just seems like time is not on your side.
Right.
When you're not really doing anything, I feel like that's when time goes slow. But when you are trying to accomplish a lot of things, it just seems like, I didn't meet my deadline. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, dang, it's about to be March already, and I still didn't do what I said I was going to do.
Right.
So, yeah, I would say it's moving fast for me. And, my job is super fast paced. So, yeah, I'd be like, dang, wait, y'all almost at spring break, and I
Right.
ain't even finished working with y'all. I don't
Right.
know what to do. So, yeah, it's moving fast for me. So, you said this week that you heard a little story
Yeah.
about a bully.
Right. I did hear a story, a little quick little story. I'm sure we all have by
Yeah.
by this point. Being a Jersey native, I don't really lean into all the gossip, all the tea. But my boy Michael B. Jordan, being from Jersey, I like to kind of keep up with certain people. And recently there was a host, like a I believe she does like red carpet
Yeah,
events.
her name is L'Oreal.
Yes, L'Oreal.
Yeah.
It came up or it was revealed that she apparently she revealed that they used to like tease Michael B back in the day,
When he
calling
was
him
in high school.
corny.
Yep.
She is even an audio clip going out with her literally saying like, yeah, we used to tease him. His name is Michael Jordan. He's not even Michael Jordan. All that. He used to pull up his response was kind of like, yeah, I was corny, right? Yeah, like you see me now though.
Yeah.
And,
He
and and I
he
like that.
bossed up on her for sure.
I like that energy. Not even saying like that was his intent, or maybe it was. I feel like sometimes like our intentions, not just wanting certain success, but it is for the people who said you wouldn't, or it is for the people who might have possibly counted you out. I
Right.
know I'm a reflection of that, and like not even embarrassed to say it, but I think it was just very telling because
Yeah.
if it's not karma or if it's not I told you so, sometimes certain humbling moments do need to meet you for you to be like, that was not nice. And
Right.
that was not okay. How'd you
And
feel about that
she
clip?
actually has a podcast called Bully and the Beast. So she's known for being a bully.
Right.
And it's just interesting that it's a full circle moment. You're on my red carpet interviewing
Right.
me about my movie that
That's
I
my
starred
movie in the
in
back.
and directed. And you're trying to interview me for your job. And you used to bully me. It's like you never really know how people are going to turn out. And I think about that too, because I feel like when I was in elementary, people used to bully me. And now I look at them and they be looking
Yo,
crazy.
yo.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to sound mean, but they be looking a mess.
But yo, you know what's funny about the Michael B like red carpet
Right.
situation? Just reading the comments on the shade room, even someone said that was the opportunity to possibly apologize or hold
Right.
yourself accountable. But
Right.
naturally, sometimes people just deflect or no, not me.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that. What and the internet doing what the internet does, pull up the clip. The
Right.
exact words. Oh yeah, we used to tease him. And here we are.
Yeah. You people never forget how you make them feel.
That's a fact.
They never forget that. So even though, Michael B. Jordan is this successful guy now and he's the sexiest man alive and he has all these things going, he didn't forget how that bully made him feel. So it's just like I think that's kind of funny. Like I kind of wish to do that to somebody one
I don't think
day.
any of us ever forget. Like you said, in elementary school, you were teased or different things like that. Do you remember anything like specific? Or even if you don't want to get too much into detail,
I got stories for days about
what's
this.
something that was one of the first one that popped up on your mind that you remember a bullying?
Eyebrows.
Okay.
Now, I got nice eyebrows now. But when I was a kid, my eyebrows was looking like Drake.
Okay.
Okay. And I kind of had a unibrow too, a little bit. But everybody used to make fun of my eyebrows, or they would say, oh, you would be pretty if you didn't have eyebrows like that.
Dang.
Right.
Okay.
So it was these group of girls that used to make fun of me in middle school. and I just couldn't take it no more. So you know what I did?
You shaved off your eyebrows?
I put Nair on my eyebrows, thinking that I could shape them and then they would be skinny. But you know what happened?
Jesus.
No, I took the whole eyebrow. I had about this much eyebrow
Mm.
left. And I left the Nair on all night. Now, anybody knows Nair, you're only supposed to leave it on for 10 minutes, not all night. So I left it on all night. I remember I was in 6th grade. I left it on all night. I woke up when like this eyebrow was gone.
Damn.
Not just one, both of them. Both of them.
You have no expression on your
Yeah.
face. You're looking like Caillou.
And so I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So I just went to school. Why my dad didn't even notice that I shaved off my eyebrows. He just sent me to school like that. You know, dads, they don't always pay attention to stuff like that. But I go, they made fun of me even more. Even more. It was like, oh, what happened? What happened? And then some of the other black girls were like, girl, we gonna give you a marker. We gonna draw your eyebrows in. We gonna help you out. My mom was so pissed.
How long did it take for your eyebrows to grow back?
I would say like 6 months. It was a minute. But luckily it was towards the end of the school year. So like I had the summer to like grow out my eyebrows.
Right.
You know? But yeah, that really affected my self-esteem. Like people really used to go in about my eyebrows. I hated my eyebrows. And I remember getting in the car that day, my mom picking me up. She said, where your expression at? What the hell did you do to your face? I was like, these girls bullying me about my eyebrows and I think I'm ugly. Like, just let me get them done. She was just like, you're too young. You're too young. I was 11. But I begged her and she finally let me do it when I was in 8th grade, when I was 13. But yeah, I'll never forget that. And I still know some of them girls and they,
yo, that.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Because, you know, I don't want God to punish me for talking about people.
Right.
But yeah, you know, karma catches up. Yeah. Karma catches up to people. What about you? Did you get bullied about anything?
Yeah,
maybe a head.
Yeah, no, definitely having a big head. That's definitely was one. But you know, I don't think that was like the crazy, because I was usually smarter than a lot of people, so I didn't care. Oh, okay. And I'm like, all right, I got a big head, but you got left back. Like right. Like let's get into it. And then once I started like fighting, it was like I was very sure with my response. Oh, blah 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 blah. Well, fight me then. Whatever. Kid growing up in the inner city, I was taught to answer problems with physicality. But I remember one thing in particularly, I ate a lot of candy and I had like a big cavity. I don't know which side of my mouth it was on, but I remember people used to make fun of me about it, and I used to laugh like this. I used to laugh like I used to laugh like that. So it wasn't until the tooth fell out, then there was a gap there, then I really used to the tooth eventually grew back, but I still laughed like that. Then I think it was somebody like my stepmom, somebody, oh, yo, you should smile more, you got a nice smile, blah blah blah. That's why, you know, like I was attracted to your dad. His smile. I'm like, oh, word, let me start smiling more. Y'all see, Chef Beanz ain't missed a beat since, but I remember that.
What happened to that tooth?
No, it was like a baby tooth.
Oh, okay.
It was a baby tooth.
I was like, you got veneers?
Nah. I just honestly, what else I've been up to? I went to the dentist a couple of days ago and they took out like one of my wisdom tooth in the back. So my face a little still like numb, but adulthood, different things like that.
And bullying, I feel like I kind of was a bully too, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Accountability. Talk about it.
You know, I'm accountable for my actions. But I used to get in trouble a lot. And I remember the first time I got a referral was because I socked this girl in the stomach. Okay. Because she was messing with my friend. Now, I don't even remember those girls' names. So, you know, it wasn't worth it. But I just thought that, if I hit her, like, that's it. But I felt like at my school, I went to a Christian school. Okay. So at a Christian school, they don't have to go by the same rules that public schools go by because it's their own entity. Right. and they were super strict. But I felt like sometimes other kids would do the same things I would do, and then I was the one that got in trouble.
Do you think it was because you were black?
Hell yeah.
Well,
I was the only black kid in my class until like maybe third or fourth grade.
mm,
But even when I would like back to my point, when I used to bully people or when I used to beat up people or take their stuff, I only did it because I saw other kids doing it and
mm,
getting away with it. But when I
right,
did it, it was, oh no, we're sending her to the office. Let's
right,
call our parents in. Let's, it was just like, dang, like, I know that some of the stuff that I did was wrong, but also I always felt like, well, that's unfair because he did it 2 weeks ago and y'all didn't do nothing with him. But
right.
now, but they wasn't trying to hear me. They wasn't trying to hear me on that. Oh, I'm thinking about one specific thing before we get into our topic, but one specific thing when I was in third grade, I'll never forget. I cheated on a test
Mm,
and the teacher caught me red handed, right? And why did I cheat on the test? Because I seen somebody else do it and get away with it,
okay.
right? So I'm and y'all, it was Bible class. That's even worse.
Oh my God, you was cheating on
I
the
was
Lord.
cheating
Cheating on the
on
Lord.
Bible class, and we had to memorize verses and write it out. And I wrote it in another notebook, and I tried to like look under my desk, and then she caught me red handed. And I remember when I got in trouble, and I was like, "Well, he did it. He did it 2 weeks ago, and he didn't get in trouble." She was just like, "I don't care. Nope, we're calling your parents." Oh man, I got a really bad whooping that
Cheater,
night.
a cheater and a snitch.
I
Mm,
know.
mm.
I
They
was all
probably
over
just
the
looking at you
place.
like, what is going
I
on with
was
her?
all over the place, but I really always used to be like, well, why is it that I'm getting in trouble more for the same things
Same
that these
crimes.
other kids are doing? And I do kind of feel like it was because I was black. And I really kind of leaned into that. Like I was just like, "Oh, y'all don't like me, I don't like y'all," and I was kind of disrespectful as a child. I'm not gonna lie. I was no teacher's pet. I didn't start getting my act together probably until the 8th grade.
Okay.
But did you go to private school?
No, 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 no. I don't know what the outcome of Beans would have been if I went to a private school. I don't know if it would have been for better or for worse, just because like when it came to authority, I was a very curious kid. Like I questioned freaking the Bible or religion versus science. Like as
Mm-hmm.
an early kid, like y'all talk about the Big Bang Theory, how dinosaurs was here and then they're extinct. Then you're talking about Adam and Eve was the like which one was it?
Right.
I was asking these questions in like elementary school. So I would get trouble a lot from my mouth. But now I went to Camden City Public Schools and then I went to still in Camden County. I started going. It's called Pensauken, which is like a blend between like inner city slash like just very urban, a lot more diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Camden was meaning like black and some Spanish, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Pensauken was like a combination of like mainly Spanish, black, Asian, a little bit of you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Did you get in trouble a lot growing up,
I
or
got in trouble more in elementary school when I was
okay?
living in with my grandmom. But when I started living with my dad, my stepmom, I didn't get in trouble as much initially. Yeah, but I think I eventually got my act together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean a couple, time one on ones with my dad. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
I
right.
eventually was like, all right, but I think it was still like I I didn't feel like I didn't feel it was fair. Like you said, similar to like the things I was doing versus like what I would feel like some of my peers was doing once I started going
Right.
to like
It could have been
Pensacola schools.
worse.
It's like,
Yeah.
yo, what the fuck? They did the same thing. But yeah, nah, I don't. Nope.
Yeah. I always got in trouble, and oh man. I used to try to like throw away the referrals before they get to my parents, but they would call home anyway, so it would just mess me up. But I feel like back when we were in school, things were a lot stricter. Like it was like you can't do this. If you do this, then you're expelled or you're suspended. Um,
Yeah, I've got suspended a lot in my life.
you got suspended
Elementary.
a lot.
I'm talking about like
For what types of things did you get suspended for?
primarily fighting. Like I
Okay,
fought a lot in elementary school. Yeah, I think that was it. Like fighting.
fighting. Yeah, I got suspended for talking back to the principal. And I was just like, really? That's what we doing? Like, I felt like that was an extreme. And I see a very big difference with the kids nowadays versus back in the day. Because I feel like I would respect teachers just because they were adults.
Right.
But I feel like these kids today, they're just like, maybe cussing out the teacher, calling them be this, F that, whatever. And I was trying to figure out why. Why do these kids have such a different response to the classroom than to when we were in school? And what I found is that they use this new thing called restorative justice.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
I've done my research on restorative justice.
Mhm.
I got another possibility of why, but we can start off with restorative justice.
Okay. So basically in 2013, LAUSD started this new thing where instead of the zero tolerance policy of, oh, let's suspend the kid, let's expel them, because that contributes to, the school to prison pipeline, let's try to do a restorative practice, meaning some type of behavioral intervention or some type of counseling.
Right.
That's why I'm in the school. Okay. So they do counseling, they do these restorative resets where they do these assignments about um, emotional regulation, conflict resolution, different things like that. And basically, they can't get suspended. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. But basically, they have to go through all these tiers in order to get to a discipline review board that will then determine, oh, now you can get suspended, right? They're trying to not criminalize these kids.
Right.
Before I say my thoughts on that, what were you going to say? You said you think that it's another reason why.
I think it's another reason why some of these kids now respond to educators or like people of authority a certain way is the same reason why cops now are required to wear body cams. Back in the day, there was like no real level of accountability if they're wearing cameras. Is using my word versus yours.
Right.
So when it comes to education back in the day, I remember seeing teachers hit students. I've seen a lot of that stuff now.
Wow.
I've like literally seen it. So I feel like today everybody has phones now.
Right.
Or the possibility that someone may be recording is what withholds the educators or the adults back from doing certain things. But I feel like now kids, the phones makes the kids feel like they have more power.
Okay.
So I think that like that's another approach to like why kids might act out the way that they do because of their access to information and things that they're seeing happen all over the world. And a lot of them are being raised by social media. A lot of them are being raised and in their households, not coming to everybody's households, but if there's households that may be operating in dysfunction,
Right.
they're only going to repeat that when it comes to
the behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never really thought about that aspect of it with the phones, but as far as the restorative part, I like it. I like it because obviously it gives me a job. The reason why there's more school therapists now is because of this bill.
Right.
But I don't 100% agree with it because I'm like, where's the accountability?
Right.
I get it because, I was that kid that got in trouble all the time and I didn't understand why I couldn't control my emotions. I didn't understand why I was having conflicts with all the teachers. I didn't understand. I would have benefited from some counseling or learning about how to control my emotions, but also I still needed to be punished to understand that that was wrong. But what I think the reason why they started the whole thing was because it seemed like it was only happening to the black and brown kids.
Right.
So the white kid would do the same thing, just like how I was talking about. The white kid would do the same thing that I was doing, but the black kid is the one that gets the punishment.
Right.
So it's just like, does it really help all the way if we don't have no accountability and we're just like, okay, let's give him an article to read about conflict resolution, answer these 5 questions, and then we meet with you once a week, and now you could go back to class. I don't think that that's I don't see how that is helpful. And as a therapist, I can't believe I'm even saying that, because that's what we're here for. That's what we're supposed to say. But I'm just like, we need some type of, some type of.
I think, well, in my dive into like restorative justice, what I found was there's a triangle, right?
Right.
You have the victim, the person who did it, the offender, and community. So when it comes to the victim and the person who committed whatever act that it was,
Right.
they're more so looking for accountability, some level of accountability. When it comes to the victim and community, they're looking for some, like, they want to feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then when it comes to the community and the person who committed whatever, it needs to be some level of like competency, like development. Like you need
Right.
to know like why you did what you did
Right.
was wrong. I guess that's like outside of the classroom. I don't mean to like rear off, but when I think about it inside the classroom, let's say two people got into a fight,
Right.
you you can't just tell the person who initiated the fight or whatever, just read this article and everything's good, because I feel like there should be a combination of grace and accountability
Right.
and like actionable steps, without just saying like, oh, it is what it is. There's
Right.
a bunch of different practices. I've seen people implement yoga. I've seen people implement different like breathing practices. I'm still at the beginning stages of really understanding, I guess, the angle of restorative justice, because I don't feel like things or people are always treated equally in the education system
Right.
and outside of it. But I is there, how do I put this? Do we pick and choose when we want to implement restorative justice?
I mean, it has to go across everything, because
Okay.
the way the schools are set up, they're not going to let you just punish this kid and then do restorative justice on this kid.
Right.
It has to go across. But my question to you is, let's say that you have a child
Okay.
in school,
Okay.
and your child comes home and tells you, "Oh, this kid touched me down here, my private part," right? You go to the school wanting answers,
Right.
wanting the kid to be punished.
Right.
The school tells you, "Oh, well, we'll meet with the parents and we will do the restorative justice, and he'll, get counseling, and yeah, that's all that we can do." What would be your response? I'll tell you what my response is, but what would be your response? No, no, the kid doesn't get suspended, does not get expelled. This is his punishment, the restorative justice.
Um, I think I then have a choice of what I want to do with my kid. If I want to pull them out of the school, if I want to, like involve them into the possibility of homeschooling and just different things like that, because it's hard to really go against the grain of the systems that are set up in education unless you're really willing to go. But I think in a situation like that, if I felt like there wasn't like proper due justice to my child, I most likely pull them out of the school. And you know what I mean? I'm
Right.
already thinking about like what homeschool would look like anyway.
Right.
But I think, just thinking off the top, that probably would have been my response if I like just that utterly like.
Right. And I'm thinking the same thing, but I don't know. I'm thinking, no, y'all gonna have to do a little bit more than that.
Right.
Because my kid isn't safe. So you're trying to tell me that my kid is still going to be walking the halls with this kid.
Right.
We don't know. Nobody's watching this kid. He doesn't have, we don't alert security to how he's acting. And yeah, I feel like he should be punished, because if he was a little bit older, like that's an actual charge. Like, you can't just touch people in that area and think that there's no consequences for it. So
Right.
it's like, I see where the kid might need some counseling because maybe he was touched,
Right.
but we need some accountability. We need some accountability.